Hello everyone, this is HuskyStarcraft here back with some more StarCraft 2 1v1 Heart of the Swarm action. This time we are going to be doing our player intros a little bit differently. So, let's go ahead and introduce our players right now without further ado. Spawning up in the top right side. Give it up for
IdrA! Very good tech player.
Alright, there's our authentic Korean voice talent right there. And down in the bottom left side, it is the one, it is the only
Apocalypse from Team Quantic.
Alrighty, so of course we have IdrA versus Apocalypse. Of course, Apocalypse is from Team Quantic, and IdrA is from Team Nowhere Land, as he is currently not on a team. It is going to be a TvZ. Now, I will say that both these players are currently in Grandmaster League. IdrA has said that he no longer is competing, basically in competitive level of play, but he still plays quite a lot. He still streams a lot, and he's still really, really good, as he is managing to hang out in Grandmaster League. Now, I do want to talk about this map a little bit as the game gets underway. Of course, your natural is here. I've talked about this map a little bit, but it still blows my mind as to the fact that there is a map like this. Now, I mean, just look at how much open space there is on this map. So much open space that really locking down any area other than between your second and third, because right from this point right here all the way down to here, that is not that much space. You can lock it down relatively easily by having units there. But once it gets past that stage, it becomes a very difficult map for Terran to deal with, although Terran on 3 bases tends to be about the stride you want to hit. 4th base is down here, and then there is destructible rocks right there. Also, the collapsible rock tower here, which will fall right there, can either crush things or block that off or whatever. This is a potential 5th base, potential 6th base up in the top left. It's a very difficult map to really kind of get going on as Terran into the late macros. So we'll see exactly how Apocalypse decides to do this. It does look like the SCB here going to be setting up the engineering bay. And unfortunately for IdrA, that is going to be delaying the build that he did have in mind. I mean, look at this. He's got a lot of money. He's hovering about 300. He's going to have enough for a queen, and he would have loved to have the hatchery down already. So he is going to get delayed by this, and he doesn't really want to expand down here just yet, it looks like. My guess is because he's worried about a little bit of cheese on this map, because, again, this map is so weird for Terran that I feel like cheese is a valuable strategy because, or a viable strategy, I guess valuable as well, because there's just so much room to actually hide your barracks, because, again, there's so much surface area to build things that right now IdrA is just going to take a big hit to his economy, go ahead and make his lings, make his queen, and just expand on the back of it. Now, he might actually double expand with this. He does have 600 minerals. Should be a cancel right here, and it does go down. Drone's going to immediately begin building that hatchery. Are we going to be seeing another drone come down? Yes, we are. Most likely, I would assume, going to be for a 3rd base, although he does have the drone clicked to right here, but my guess is that he is going to be going for that 3rd base. Drone, where are you going there, buddy? There he goes. He's like, oh, nope, hatcheries go on the high ground. So there he goes. He's going to go ahead and place that one down. Apocalypse does have a Reaper on the way. The first one is already done inside the base. He's spotting this expansion right here, doing some sweet micro versus that building. The Queen is in position to defend against this. Now remember that Zerg, they don't really take much damage from Reapers anymore just because of the Queen. She has that little extra range boost that she got. It's like a year ago or something. It's been a very, very long time. But that means that they can actually hold off Reapers quite easily. But what the Reaper can do is still go for scouting intelligence, because against a Zerg, it's very easy to scout what they're doing, because you just have to scout the one building. Nothing can really be canceled that much, and then you know what they're going to be making. Whereas versus another race, say like Terran or Protoss, you can actually start killing off workers. Now, you do have the 2 Reapers here actually going to town on this hatchery. A little bit of damage being dealt here. And remember that the Reapers only do 8 damage because they do 2 attacks and they do 4 damage. The building armor, they're going to be reducing that just a little bit. Oh my god, he's actually going to be doing a substantial amount to this. Didn't realize how much damage they can actually do. The 2 Reapers here now going to start microing against the Queens here. 2 Reapers almost never going to be 2 Queens. Even though the Reapers can regenerate HP, even though they're fast and nimble, I still don't think that that's really going to be happening here. We should be having a command center on the way. Yes, we do. Apocalypse has that on the way. He is building it in a place where he thinks it will not be scouted. However, the Overlord from the right side got to be spotting this actually right away. And where are those Reapers at now? 3 Reapers on the field. Is he still making any more? Yes, he does have 4 now. He really wants to actually try and kill off one of these Queens, trying to force a transfuse here. Not going to get the kill just yet. However, he will be able to delay that creep spread heavily. If those creep tumors try to extend just a little bit too far forward, they will get taken out by these Reapers. The 4th Reaper going to be showing up right now. And IdrA does have his 3rd base established and their Queen on the way. I will say, unfortunately for IdrA, he can't actually move his Queens to the 4th base. He actually has to build one there as opposed to instantly building it. These Reapers, though, are very heavily committed here. And 2 of the Reapers fall. which that is a big deal because he made 4 Reapers, which is a lot more than usual. Does like the command center here has not been spotted. The Overlord just kind of gave up, man. This was the Overlord that couldn't. Very similar to the train, the little train that could, little engine that could. God, I'm gonna make a terrible father one of these days. It's like the little Overlord that could. Husky's edition, but it does look like right now the Reapers gonna continue to call off some Zerglings right here. More Lings gonna be showing up right here to try and trap them, and I think the Reapers will actually get trapped. Your Queen can rake in the kills. Oh my god, are those Reapers actually going to escape? Are they actually going to escape? Oh my god, are you kidding me? 1 HP on that Reaper. The other Queen could have easily killed him off, but IdrA deciding that's not really worth his while. Instead, going to be focusing on some creep spread right now, which I gotta say, creep spread on this map is very interesting because, again, there's a lot of open area, so it's difficult to cover everything in creep, but the open area favors Zerg, so having the creep spread makes it more favorable anyways, where if it's a map with a choke point, creep isn't as important, because you're not really going to be able to avoid the choke point anyways. So it's kind of interesting. You know, you have to do more creep spread, but I say it also benefits you more than the average map. Hellion Reaper here. If there's any unit composition that's good versus Zerglings, it is going to be this one. Both of them just are so good versus the Lings. The Reapers, though, do not do additional damage to light units. I kind of love this sweet force field thing we got going on here on this weird center map thing. Not quite sure what it is, but hey, blue flames. Imagine if Blue Flame Hellions shot that much fire for splash damage. That would basically kill everything as all the Terran players out there start getting hot and heavy just thinking about it. But the creep spread is going to be underway here for IdrA. Hopefully for his sake, he can actually be towards the center of the map in the next 3 to 4 minutes. That would help him out a great deal. However, he does have to watch out for some crazy push timing that's coming, which this is a very anti-Ling, anti-creep spread build here. Might actually be able to kill off the Queens here if he can do those. That's going to really, really suck for IdrA. One Queen will for sure go down. The other Queen's going to fall as well. There's just no units here. Oh, but the Ling's actually able to get a huge surround here. IdrA able to kill off several of the Hellions. Blue Flame finishing just a second too late there. And he does end up losing quite a few. More Hellions are on the way, though. That's the second Queen to fall thus far. And actually, I thought that this attack was not going to be that effective, but all IdrA has right now is Lings. He has more Lings on the way, which is not going to be ideal. IdrA overall is losing more. The majority of that, about 300, is in the Queens that he has lost. Almost about to lose another Queen here if he's not careful. Of course, bringing it up to 450. The Ling's got to finally clean this up. It looks like at least doing substantial damage to the last few remaining units. I gotta say, that timing is pretty sick. I mean, I feel like that maybe that build is really catered to this map, just based on the fact that a lot of the Lings are going to be out because the map control is so important. But able, I think, to really make that worth it there. Slowing down the creep spread especially is the most important. This isn't quite double the resources lost, but I feel like he got the momentum he needed. Apocalypse has a little bit of map control now. He delayed the creep spread. He can go for a 3rd base. He denied the potential for a 4th base out of IdrA just yet. So what does IdrA have planned right now? Well, he does have Lair Tech going to be on the way. He does have the Roach Horn and 1-1. This is leaning me towards believing that it is going to be Roach Hydra. Now, the reason I say Roach Hydra, most importantly, is that 1-1 upgrade. If you're getting that early, that means you are committed to that tech for quite some time. And there's not a whole lot else that you can get this early in the game. I mean, Mass Zergling, what's that going to do if they don't have any upgrades here? Creep Spread, very cautiously going to be going about this, just because he knows that the Reaper Hellion can snipe those creep tumors extremely easily. And it does look like right now, Jarvan's got to try and get a position here. I mean, he has enough Hellions here just to one-shot so many Zerglings. Now that the Roaches are out, it should be just fine. The Hellbat drop got to be moving out. The drone got to try and get the expansion up. It looks like both of them will be able to. IdrA should have spotted this drop. I don't know if he reacted quickly enough. He does have the units going to be backing up right now. The Queen here in position, a couple of Roaches as well. Decides to go ahead and boost out there. Will most likely unload here. And you may be saying, well, why would you want to unload at the hatchery? Keep in mind that they actually do substantial damage here. Like, those 2 Hellbats could kill off both these hatcheries, because now there are reinforcements here, and if there are no Zerglings or Roaches in position here to defend this, the hatchery itself may actually go down. The Hellbats just do so much damage. Is IdrA going to cancel it? He needs to. He decides not to, though, not realizing just how much damage Hellbats are really going to be doing here. Remember, Hellbats do 33 damage over a regular shot. That is so much. It's actually kind of absurd. Versus Light, the Hellions only do 21. So kind of do that math. That's why they're actually able to take on buildings there. The 2 Hellbats are still inside the medevac, kind of ready to go. And thankfully for IdrA, he does have this hatchery still alive, so he can just slightly long distance mine. Maybe call it like extended distance mining. It's not really long distance. Of course, it's not the most efficient either. However, he will be able to transfer drones there and still benefit from the additional income. IdrA is ahead in supply. That is to be expected right now, though, because he does have Roaches, he does have Hydras. These are units that take up a lot of supply very quickly for a relatively low cost, but they are very high cost in the supply. Keep in mind that there really are 3 resources in StarCraft: supply, minerals, and Vespene gas, and you have to manage those all accordingly. Ooh, a couple Hydras right there. Got to be careful, because remember, Hellbats and Hellions pretty darn good versus Hydras if they can get the shots off, but Hydra DPS is actually absurd, especially now that they have 1-1. We'll probably be working on 2-2 here relatively soon, and these Reaper Hellion are showing themselves, so I'm not sure exactly the point of that. The Overseer here has basically seen everything that's going on. He should know about the kind of biomech that's taking place right now. A couple units in there do get taken out, trying to do some harassment. Oh, running through the spines. He's definitely going to go for it. The drones right here completely exposed. That was only 2 drones, though. Oh, God, more drones as well. The unit's trying to escape, but running the wrong way, and it does look like the drone kills will be quite substantial, but losing that army as well is not the best for Apocalypse. I mean, it's not the worst thing that could have happened. You could have seen overall, you could see, oh god, IdrA's not too happy about that. The drop over here. Actually, how many workers has he killed off? Only 21, so I didn't miss too many deaths there. But IdrA, typical IdrA, not too happy right now. The thing, though, is that IdrA's actually in really good shape here. He's got 2-2 on the way. He's got Vipers. He's got Hydra speed. He's got Roach speed, and he's working on the Hydra range. And need to be careful right here. The Hellbats will drop. A little bit of micro there. Hellbats are very easy to keep alive with the medevac healing them. But you can see why IdrA is a little bit frustrated, just losing so many workers. One thing that IdrA can really do here, I think, is start putting down more static defenses at all of his bases. If you know that your opponent is going for a very harassment style, having those spines and spores is very important, or just killing out the medevac. That's always good. We'll be able to kill that one off. Overlord's going to be randomly pooping creep everywhere, and anytime you can do this, it's actually good, just because the more creep you have on the map, the better overall. You can see right here that Overlord, for example, going to be delaying the creep spread right there, or delaying with the creep spread to deny that potential 4th base. Do we have a 4th command center? We do have 3 orbitals and 1 command center, which has floated now over here, but unfortunately it's a little bit poopy there, and for some reason command centers don't like to get themselves dirty, so they don't go play in the mud, so they just kind of wait out until it's completely clean. They're kind of OCD a little bit, just making sure that everything is super clean before going anywhere there, near there. But we do have the Vipers now. Now Viper, Roach, Hydra, such a good unit composition versus Terran, because you can use that blinding cloud. It's very easy to micro, because think of it kind of like the Protoss Death Ball with Psystorm, where you're really only microing, for the most part, 1 spell and then microing your units. You're not microing, say, Force Field, Guardian Shield, Psystorm mixed in there, and trying to keep your oracles alive. It's not really a high micro style, but you have to be very careful about your positioning, and you have to make sure that your blinding clouds land perfectly. But here we go. A major battle is about to take place. Where are the blinding clouds? Right on top of the siege tanks. All of a sudden, the tanks are going to be doing anything. Remember, that blinding cloud reaches the range down to 1, so that makes tanks absolutely worthless. The Marines caught out of position as well. Combat shield is not done. 2-2 just finishing up right now, but it is still just moments away. Apocalypse throwing that battle away. His siege tanks were too clumped. He didn't have all the upgrades, and he is going to pay the ultimate price, as he is going to get pushed all the way back to his main base. I mean, really, that was kind of his mistake, his bad, because he should have seen how many Roach Hydra were actually there. He crushed through that, and just did not have good positioning. I mean, the Marines weren't in the right position. The combat shield wasn't done. The 2-2 wasn't done just yet. Apocalypse taking a very unfavorable engagement there, as IdrA's going to skyrocket in the lead, about 3,000 resources more for Zerg as far as the units lost, which is going to really favor IdrA right now. So we shall see if Apocalypse can actually make a comeback right now. He does have the 4th base up already, so it is 4 bases versus 4, and Apocalypse was able to deny IdrA's 4th at least a little bit. Has to be careful here with the Mass Marines. Now, you got to remember that Mass Marine's actually a good choice right now, because there is no Dark Swarm. There is Blinding Cloud, but the thing is that the Marines, once they stem, are like the fastest moving Terran unit that you can get as far as bio, and so you can actually dodge that relatively easily. I mean, the more Marines you have, the better. Easier to avoid those dark clouds. Excuse me, not dark clouds. That's a mix of blinding cloud and dark swarm, which basically do the same thing. Essentially, they do the same thing, sort of. They're slightly different, I know, but anyways, we have the 3-3 on the way here for both players. Apocalypse has really got to try and figure out how to get some drops going. 4 Marines in there. Now, the thing about 4 Marines is that they're not really going to be able to kill a Spine Caller, but they can still kill a lot of drones. The big drop on the bottom right side going to be forcing that base. I don't think it got canceled. I think it actually died, so that's going to be evening that up already in a big way. Yep, you can see right there he did not cancel it, so money getting lost on the map. Another Overlord goes down. All of a sudden, Apocalypse is back in this. I mean, just after killing off a couple Overlords, killing off a base, and could even continue to do more and more damage with these. He all of a sudden is back in this. IdrA needs to make sure not to get too complacent here with just his Roach Hydra. He either needs to start working towards the tech switch or working on being more aggressive. Gabby dropping over here, forces the cancel on those. That's going to be even more money out the window here. And the base over here does not get canceled. IdrA all of a sudden is crumbling under the pressure. I mean, yeah, he's going to take out this drop, but look at this. It's evened up now. It is evened up a lot there after that. Only about 1,300 remains, and it does look here like double hatchery's got to go down. Oh my god, these drops slash counterattacks slash multi-prong pressures, I don't even know what you want to call it here, are doing so well for Apocalypse. How do you get 200 supply? I guess 4 bases of Terran is actually absurd. And that's the thing you have to remember, is that a lot of Terran players out there have kind of mastered the 3-base play. For like until the 25-minute mark, even later, you can just power off of 3 bases. Terrans are pretty disgusting good at that. But imagine a Terran player on 4 bases, completely uncontested. That is what IdrA's going to be going up against right now. Now, both players do have huge banks here. It does look like Blinding Cloud going down everywhere, but the Roach Hydra is not in position to fully benefit from it just yet. A couple of siege tanks here are still available and firing. IdrA trying to push up there as the Blinding Clouds run out. He is able to kill off the tanks relatively quickly, though. Can he crush through all these tanks? The Blinding Clouds seemingly lasting forever because it looks like the tank's not able to do enough damage here. IdrA should be able to clean these up, and he does. The 3-3 about to kick in as well. And we do have another attack up here, though. Just going to be doing supermarket sweep all the way here to the natural. And this is already completely uncontested. Roach Hydra very good, but you have no splash damage, and this Marine Marauder is going to get taken out here. They have stemmed way too much. Looks like the medevacs will be able to save what they can. Let's take a look here at the units lost once again. Oh my god, this game is so close. Supplies basically tied. I mean, you expect Zerg to be a little bit ahead in the supply, but overall, super close game right now. And look at how close these expansions are. You can actually see one of each on the screen at the same time, which is really going to be good for IdrA here. I think he can move down and take that out. What he has to do, though, is deal with these drops that are happening. The medevacs, though, are low on energy, so I don't think a drop is going to be that viable. IdrA able to move down here, should be able to kill off this command center as well, which is exactly what he needs to do. He needs to get up his own 4th and 5th bases once again. This is a must-kill command center, and IdrA knows that he's going to finish it off with just the 2 Hydras. But look at this double planetary, man, to defend against any sort of counterattack. Now, what would actually be really good here is the high-sec auto-tracking and the Terran building armor. Where are his engineering bays? I cannot find them. Are you gonna let me center on you? Where? There you go. Okay, they're over here. That's why I got confused. But yeah, high-sec auto-tracking, Neo-Steel frame, and the structure armor are all viable options here as far as turtling as Terran, and then really using your army aggressively while you have your buildings kind of defend for you is kind of a cool way to go. We still don't have Marauder Slow. I think Marauder Slow would actually be really good versus this because the mobility of Roach Hydra is so much better than it used to be. We do see the rock tower right there is going to get taken out. Technically, it's like a tower, so that does get taken out. He wants to make sure that he can counterattack down there at any time, whether it's going to be a Zerglings, whether it's going to be the Roaches or Hydras, doesn't really matter. He just wants to make sure that our Terran player cannot lock that down, camp it up with siege tanks. And right now, though, speaking of camping, Apocalypse is going to be moving down to the bottom right side, and IdrA in a tough spot here. He does have enough energy for a lot of Blinding Clouds. I mean, if you don't see the bar, that means they're at full energy here, which means that Blinding Clouds could be coming out like crazy. They should be at least. Here we go, Blinding Cloud on the ramp, and that means that's going to be really tough for Apocalypse to actually break down here because no matter where he goes, he just can't attack. And I guess IdrA might actually crush through this once again, but keep an eye on the supplies here, because what IdrA's going to do is actually clean out all these, even up the supply, because Blinding Cloud's making these tanks worthless, and then a battle that he should have lost is not going to really go that way. It does look like a drop inside the main base, so going to be killing off lots of units, and again, the Marauder Slow, for example, would have killed that Hydra, would have already paid off for itself, but a lot of players just do not really opt to get the Marauder Slow anymore. Double transfuse on that Hydra, oh my god. Oh my god, he got special healthcare treatment over there, and for free as well. Universal healthcare, but only for that one Hydra, as the Queens are like, no, we're really not going to transfuse anything else. Now, IdrA's creep spread's not looking the best. I mean, look at this. It's 26 minutes into a game, and his creep spread's not looking great. What that means is that he's not connected to his 4th base, so it's very difficult for him to actually defend this in time. And also, he can't really have much map presence because he doesn't have much creep spread here. So he really needs to work on that creep spread here. He's got a lot of available creep tumors to go ahead and do that. But what he's more focused on is trying to micro these units to defend against the drops, to be more aggressive. But again, I mean, Roach Hydra is mobile. Oh, dropping the Marines here on the Vipers to try and take out. Keep in mind, Vipers have a surprising amount of HP. One does go down, 150 HP on those Vipers. And so killing out a couple Marines is actually worth it. You want to keep the Viper count super low because, number one, It's less blinding clouds. Number 2, it forces them to have to make more Vipers. And number 3, it greatly reduces the resources they have for their army. And you can see that IdrA's actually hurting for money right now. But it looks like Apocalypse has definitely made a full recovery. He's got to be careful, though, because the amount of Hydras that are out right now is pretty insane. Still has not learned from past mistakes, as the siege tanks on the high ground are going to be completely blinding clouded. I don't know if that's the correct way to say it. Oh, the Medivacs as well, trying to get away, but going for the tanks is always super, super tempting for Zerg, because the Hydras can take on everything else. Is it going to be enough for IdrA to actually push through here? Once again, look at those supplies. This game is actually dangerously close here. And really, I've said it time and time again, Roach Hydra Viper is kind of the new Marine Marauder Medivac. I mean, obviously, Vipers and Medivacs fill completely different roles, whereas Vipers reduce damage taken with Blinding Cloud, whereas Medivacs, of course, heal the damage, increasing the amount of damage you can take. So it makes a very interesting synergy where it's a similar style of play, but there's minor differences that have, you know, different weaknesses. Like, obviously, Roach Hydra doesn't have Stim Pack, for example, but also Hydra's now very fast and high DPS units. I mean, 15 damage per shot every 0.8 seconds. So in like under 2 seconds, it does 30 damage, which is really, really good. And the Hydra's now, again, like able to clean up these Marines. If they aren't in position, if they don't have the right units, that's when you start to really struggle against Mass Hydra. However, without the creep thread really completely connecting these bases, that means that this drop over here will go uncontested for now. And can he spot this here? Yes, he does have the creep tumors in position to be able to see that. But look at this, another base going to be going down for Apocalypse as well. This game's super, super even here. IdrA going to be careful. Blinding Cloud on the planetary, a great, great choice. Can he kill off one of these planetaries? Yes, he should be able to. He does get it there. His army now, though, is caught on the right side. Is he? It doesn't even matter, or are there enough here to actually kill us off? I don't know if he has enough here to kill the planetary, but what he can do is kill off all the SCVs. The big drop in the main, though, taking out the infestation pit. Not that we were going to see any infestors, but they sure as hell are not a viable option now. IdrA is more focused on the battle over here. Decides to go ahead and retreat. A minor attack over here with the Roaches. 6 kills on that Roach alone. Able to kill off several workers, but at the same time, the top right side going to be going for the spawning pool. Again, not really going to be seeing Zerg things. These are all units that eventually a Zerg player may want to go for, and you have to rebuild them to kind of build everything else. I don't know if he's going to get the Hive Tech or not. The Broodlings there trying to hold that off. Decides to go ahead and just drop right there. A Marine counterattack over here. So I gotta say that Apocalypse working with what he's got, trying to make this happen, and he might actually be able to, as IdrA just does not have that much stuff. And IdrA actually just decides to leave the game as Hydra's here completely caught out of position. Oh, God, that was actually a really, really, really good game. I actually want to see something really quickly. When he collapsed that tower, I just want to make sure that he didn't kill any of his own units. Let me just go ahead and back here. I'm sure that he didn't. I don't think I've ever seen a player do that at a pro-level game, but let's just go ahead and see when he actually killed this off. I forget exactly what the timing was there, but I just want to say that the timing of Apocalypse overall was just so good. I mean, I thought for sure that he was going to lose after losing that huge battle here. He was way behind 130 supply to 190. Or like 198. It was basically 130 to maxed out, and IdrA had so much stuff, he was just never able to kill off his opponent's units effectively after that big first battle. The drops just doing so much damage. Originally, did I already missed the, this is so stupid? Yeah, I did, but you can see more drops over here. Eventually able to deal with that, but IdrA, unfortunately, unable to deal with the harassment overall, ends up losing those hatcheries. And as Zerg, I mean, it's okay to lose units here and there. I think he actually decides to attack this Blinding Cloud, trying to end it, but really I think what he needed was a nice main or something like that. I mean, again, he kills everything off, but it's not enough to get really far ahead because he's taking too much damage from these other attacks. And this is where the army moves up here. Kills off this base as well. And is this where he kills it off? Yes, I believe that it is. Maybe. Oh, God. Oh, God, he actually did crush some of his units there. I think he did. Hang on, let me go back. Did he actually lose any units? All right, so he is at, well, it's going to be it was kind of to tell, maybe from this angle. I mean, it definitely looked like it did. Because remember, when these things collapse, they actually do 500 damage to your units. So, all right, right here. Watch in slow motion. 29-23. 29-23. 29-23. And I guess not. He actually manages to save those, albeit barely. That was so close, though. So close there. Although, wait, then that means that this army is completely out of position. I don't think he ends up losing it, but doesn't have his army in position. I don't know what that was. Like, that was definitely a big risk there to go ahead and do that. I think it was a slight mistake. He does kill off the rocks in time to escape. Okay, so it's not the biggest deal, but still still kind of split up that army a little bit dicey. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this game between
IdrA! Very good tech player.
and, of course, his opponent.
Apocalypse from Team Quantic.
All right, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know if that's actually funny or not, but I got a kick out of it. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.
IdrA! Very good tech player. Apocalypse! IdrA! IdrA! Very good tech player.